Hi everyone, Bhuva here. I'm a veteran board director and a senior executive with an extensive track record in guiding ethical digital transformation, fundraising risk management, and technical product expansion for startup CEOs. Within the climate, fintech, and artificial intelligence sectors, I have served and I continue to serve as a strategic mentor for more than 200 startups, and I'm still counting. I help female founders with sustainable innovation roadmaps in compliance with ESG, that is environmental, social, and governance regulations, both globally and in the US market. My unique corporate, nonprofit, and startup leadership experience brings a differentiated and inclusive approach to fundraising with an impact priority for the planet and people while balancing profits. With more than 26 years of diverse industry experience, I take seed stage startups through the next phase of growth funding. Till date, the startups I support as a fractional advisor are raising capital in the range of $2 million through $10 million. As a founder of 3 startups of my own and a co-founder at a 4th startup thus far, it was a difficult decision each time to either go after my passion and face several risks that accompany female founders of color even in these modern times, or to continue to do something that doesn't serve my life's mission and values but gives me a cushy and comfortable future. I chose the challenging yet rewarding paths. Success in entrepreneurship requires a combination of passion, resilience, strategic planning, and the ability to navigate the complex landscape of business transformation and innovation. As a female founder of color in the United States, I practically bootstrapped and I continue to self-fund all 4 of my startups because of disproportionately small share of angel and VC funding every year that goes to our demographic compared to non-female and non-colored counterparts. I continue to notice lack of representation and women of color in leadership positions within the entrepreneurial ecosystem, including in venture capital firms, accelerators, and business associations. We all know the famous quote from Mahatma Gandhi: "Be the change you wish to see in the world." So I decided to also become an impact investor to pay forward and uplift other women-led startups that are driving world-changing innovation using advanced technologies but never get equal funding options. We are in a cycle of fewer role models and advocates to look up to as female founders of color, both globally and in the US. And many mentorship programs are not designed to meet the unique needs of women embarking into entrepreneurship. This gap further widens the challenges and narrows the opportunities and makes it exponentially difficult for women to break in quickly. Today, I want to share my learnings and how I stepped up as my own mentor, advocate, and investor, believing truly only in myself. My lesson number 1: building a supportive network along with mentorship. The importance of mentorship and supportive networks in entrepreneurship cannot be overstated. For women of color to succeed and grow, it's critical to start building a multifaceted impact community so that you can learn from others who have been down this pathway and, like myself, have understood the pitfalls and created own roadmaps to get to the top. So why reinvent the wheel, right? Business, be it big or small, is always about people. And your available opportunities are about who you know and not what you know. Mentors bring a wealth of knowledge and experience, offering personalized advice and guidance that can help entrepreneurs make informed decisions. These are must-haves, especially in the early stages of a business, where strategic choices can have long-term implications. A mentor can also provide diverse perspectives and insights, unique to your region, industry, technology, and so on, thus facilitating a faster problem solving and creative thinking in terms of go-to-market business models and product pricing strategies. Always being surrounded by a supportive network of like-minded peers and partners hugely benefits you as a female founder of color to receive guidance that opens doors to a range of potential customers and investors. And it's vital to face challenges that impede growth. Insider knowledge about industry trends, market dynamics, and competitive landscapes come with the territory of good networking, and it also helps you advance your strategic planning forward. You can very quickly increase your visibility and recognition in front of your sponsors. Now, my lesson 2. How do you balance your professional and personal life? Achieving a harmonious balance between personal life and professional life is a nuanced challenge for many entrepreneurs, particularly for female founders of color who face additional layers of complexity due to societal expectations, systemic barriers, and the dual pressures of breaking ground in their professional fields, while often being caretakers of their personal lives. My mission when I entered into launching my 4 startups in parallel, investing with women entrepreneurs, was to never compromise and taking care of my family while running to grow my business. If we don't ground ourselves from the start on things we will never compromise to get ahead in business, then it always remains the foundation of both your home life and your startup life. The drawback is you're not running as fast as everyone else in your founders community, but that's all right. You can always catch up at your own pace and feel good from inside out. Secondly, in your journey, always set boundaries, the do's and the don'ts, and prioritize your well-being, and remember to leverage your support systems. Entrepreneurship is a marathon and not a race. Like many other things in life, if you don't care for your physical and mental health, then you will very soon hit burnout and you cannot be productive in the long run. Incorporating mindful practices and stretch management techniques will help you manage the emotional highs and lows of entrepreneurship, and overall can help you think more clearly and feel more happier and accomplished. In my personal experience, the top 3 tips that I want to share to maintain your balance, and I never compromise on this, even on my most busiest days, are to engage your family members and the broader community around you, and proactively seek help to share the load and make them part of your success story, which can in turn ease personal responsibilities and motivate your shared growth. Next, you should continuously invest in personal development and learning, and it will enhance your resiliency and adaptability, especially equipping you with skills for navigating the complexities of balancing various aspects of your lives. And lastly, sleep and self-care without feeling guilty is underrated. And if you don't take sufficient rest every day and not just on weekends, then your overall productivity and strategic thinking for the long-term vision of your startup will suffer, sometimes to a point of negatively impacting your growth. You should have a clear thinking mind that's set aside for at least 24 hours in a week for non-digital activities, in my experience. My lesson number 3, developing thick skin and accepting criticism. When you're starting up on your own and following what you know is right for you and the world around you, there will be many times where you receive criticism from people who are directly involved with your business, and also from people who have no business to be in your business. But criticism is a part of life, be it in business or in life generally. What you take and what you don't take is a big part of personal development. Even with what you consider to take in, you can always set boundaries and see if it's constructively helping your own growth and your own business. If it's not, and your inner instinct, also known as your gut, tells you to go in a different direction, just do it. If it's in the right path, then you're on track. If it's not in the right path, then you can always pivot. That's the resilience of an entrepreneur. I do this selective acceptance for my own good every day in my business. If you compare yourself to others, then you're not building your own unique business. Always learn from other women of color around you, but never lose track of what your own unique sauce is. Melanie Perkins, the 35-year-old Australian founder of Canva, had a vision to democratize design and make it accessible to all. But her journey was not without challenges. Despite having zero Silicon Valley connections, Perkins pitched her idea to 100 venture capitalists and was turned down every time. But she did not give up. Fast forward to today, and Canva is now valued at $26 billion, making it the world's most valuable startup founded and led by a woman. Canva attracted the attention of investors thanks to Perkins' networking and persuasion skills. Perkins had to overcome her fear of the deep sea and kite surfing before finally getting a seat at the funding table. In my own experience, as I navigate both the startup ecosystem and the investor ecosystem constantly on a daily basis, I think as women, we always have a strong emotional foundation. But as an entrepreneur, we should triple that foundation with resilience when it comes to handling criticism and without letting it derail our long-term vision and sanity. Always know that all feedback is not created equal. I confidently differentiate between constructive criticism that can help me grow and the destructive criticism that may be rooted in bias and apply my selective acceptance framework, as I mentioned earlier. Don't take criticism personally and identify those valid points only that can strengthen your business plan or pitch, and safely discard anything that discourages you or does not serve your goals. For you to continue forward, you should take non-reckless risks while always having a plan A or plan B without the fear of judgment. My lesson number 4, learning how money works. Understanding financial projections as a female founder of color is essential for your startup's profitability, sustainability, and growth. As both a founder and an investor, being on top of my financials and setting realistic targets that are quantitative and time-bound has helped me to manage resources effectively and attract potential partners. In my experience, setting overly optimistic projections only leads you to disappointment and mistrust among your stakeholders. If you're not on top of your finances, then you lose everyone's trust. As a woman of color, I reassure myself that financial projections are not set in stone, and I need to be constantly updating them based on changes in market or shifts in strategy, and further to help make informed decisions for my business. I should diversify available resources into lucrative investment or growth strategies to propel my business forward. As a risk advisor myself, I constantly evaluate future risks and plan to mitigate them today for a safer future, if not a 100% perfect future. Accurate and realistic financials is both an art and a science. My 3 tips for a better money management are to first start with historic data from your business or similar businesses as a foundation for your projections. These will help your forecast to be more credible and grounded. Next, consistently monitor your startup's financial health and prospects at least once a week with a well-rounded income statement, balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. Lastly, account for multiple scenarios, the best case, worst case, the most likely case, and don't forget the impact of seasonal variations. My lesson 5, be resilient and adaptable. In the startup world and in my own startup and investing careers, I consider pivoting and adaptability as a strategic shift to my business models or product offerings or target markets, or sometimes the overall approach, after analyzing customer feedback or market demand or even geopolitical shifts like wars or pandemic. As I mentioned earlier, resilience is what will get you through this marathon called entrepreneurship, while still prioritizing your personal and professional life balance. In my own experience, especially launching all my startups either right before the pandemic or during the pandemic, or even a couple of years right at the Ukraine war, or now with the Middle East crisis, there were many opportunities to give up and go towards a comfortable, high-profile career very easily. But I always ask this question. It's more like a decision tree. What are the pros and cons of my pivot? Is it towards my own values and mission or away from it? Then the fog is clear and the pathway is strong. The business landscape is constantly evolving and you need to adopt to changes rather than resisting it. Resilience is also largely about mindset. It's important to develop a positive mindset so that you can view failures or setbacks as learning opportunities. Remember to build a supportive network of peers, mentors, and board advisors to help you navigate through challenges and also to provide you with different and diverse perspectives. Learn how to ask for help when you need it and avoid that guilt. In conclusion, I want to say that those were the 5 lessons that I've learned throughout my journey as a serial entrepreneur and impact investor. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful to you all. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and my LinkedIn newsletter for more updates and insights on business strategies for social, financial, and environmental impact tech startups.